Hey you. It's getting a little harder to say my usual catchphrase. I'm getting quite used to having you around, because it's no secret that I haven't really been around. And I didn't want to come back without at least attempting to explain why. For anyone who might be new here, I make soft-spoken gaming videos designed to help people relax, study, or fall asleep. Or, in other words, I make gaming ASMR. But over the past year, the time between my uploads has progressively gotten longer. In truth, I've been overwhelmed. At first, it was due to the unpredictable nature of my health, then the stress of immigrating to a new country. Now, more recently, the emotional weight of just trying to exist online while the world feels heavy. Over the past few months, I've been reflecting on my relationship with social media and the role I'd like to play within it. I've been fluctuating between the stress of feeling like I'm not doing enough and the stress of trying to do way more than what my mind and body can physically handle. The result of that cycle is I inevitably become so overwhelmed that I do nothing at all, and I think that's a problem. Now, don't get me wrong, when I say that's a problem, I don't mean the world will fall apart if I don't upload, but I do believe that what I make matters, not in some grand, world-changing way, but in a small human one. In a world that feels increasingly daunting, maybe there's value in simply being a girl on the internet, playing her little games to help people sleep at night. Maybe showing up to do the small, quiet things still matters, because a world without them feels, quite frankly, bleak. I came across a quote recently by Grace Lee Boggs that really resonated with me. We never know how our small activities will affect others through the invisible fabric of our connectedness. In this exquisitely connected world, it's never a question of critical mass. It's always about critical connections. Now, Boggs was an incredibly influential American author, activist, and philosopher that wrote this in the context of grassroots organizing and social change, but I found it to be a beautiful call to action, to persist in showing up, to do my small, quiet, silly things in hopes of facilitating more meaningful human connection. With that being said, there are things outside of my own brain and body that make this kind of content feel unsustainable. The internet as it exists right now does not prioritize your peace. At the time I'm creating this video, algorithms on most social media platforms seem to prioritize the profitability of the content created, your constant, unwavering attention, and more often than not lately, your rage. My content and a lot of content like mine is sort of the antithesis to all of that. On top of not being a big enough creator for YouTube to make much money off of, I don't include mid-roll ads, and I can't in good conscience expect my viewers to interact or maintain attention for the duration of an entire video. The entire point is for you to relax. This makes it incredibly hard for creators like myself to grow unless you make sacrifices to your audience's comfort, and that's something I never want to do. For a while, I've struggled to reconcile with this, being constantly faced with analytics on YouTube that tell me precisely when people lose interest in me, or the disheartening amount of dislikes. It's difficult to cope with. When the numbers look bad, it makes me feel like I'm bad, that I have to go bigger, keep people's attention longer, participate in certain trends or behaviors that keep up with this ever-evolving machine that may one day show me I'm worthy. But the more I tried to push in that direction, the more disconnected I felt from why I started creating in the first place. I also began to wonder how much this very framework has perhaps been affecting the ASMR genre as a whole. Over time, I've started to feel increasingly disconnected with the label attached to what I make. I started watching ASMR about 17 years ago, perhaps longer than that if you take unintentional ASMR into account, before anyone really understood what that sensation was. Putting a name to that sensation felt groundbreaking in a way, that a feeling so deeply human and nostalgic, something that brought me comfort, could be replicated and accessed whenever I needed it the most. ASMR has helped me immensely over the years with depression, anxiety, ADHD overwhelm, and ultimately sleep. When I started this journey on YouTube, I knew I wanted to give back to a community that had given so much to me, and I still do. But I can't help but feel like something has changed. When I tell people I make ASMR, the assumptions that follow can feel a little bit awkward. And while I don't want the focus of this video to be what ASMR has become, I do want to be honest about what I'm trying to preserve and who I want this space to be for. The world feels heavier now, more uncertain, more overwhelming, and in moments like this, comfort shouldn't feel niche or hard to access. Because of that, I find myself wanting to create in a way that feels more open, something that more people can stumble into and feel held by, even if they've never sought out ASMR before. The internet has taken ASMR in many different directions, and while I don't wish to judge how others create, I've realized that the way this label is perceived today doesn't always leave room for the scale of gentleness the world needs right now. In some ways, it can often make that connection even harder. Although I'm still incredibly attached to ASMR, when I truly sit with it, what I care about isn't the label, it's the feeling, the sense of ease, the quiet comfort of knowing someone else is there. And to protect that, to keep creating in a way that feels connective and sustainable, I may need to separate myself from that label. Not because I'm done making this kind of content, but because I want to protect and expand on what it was always meant to be. So what I'm trying to say is this: creating gentle spaces on the internet matters, perhaps now more than ever. And because the internet as it exists today doesn't always make room for that kind of gentleness, I want to figure out a way to make room. Not by doing more for the sake of it, but by creating in a way that's sustainable for me and open enough to invite more connection. I'm not done making videos to help you relax, study, or sleep. Quite the opposite. I want to create more. I need to create more, but in a way that actually supports my brain, my body, and my sense of self, instead of working against it. So you may start to notice some small changes on the channel. Instead of seeing the term ASMR as much, you may see more. Insert game here to sleep to. I'll also be allowing more variety in the games I play and in the types of videos I make. The most noticeable change you'll likely see, though, in the near future is a new profile picture. With the rise in AI-generated artwork, I want to be able to use this platform to commission and support more artists. A shift that better represents who I am and the kind of space I want this to be. So I've commissioned new artwork from Seti, a phenomenal UK artist that creates vibrant and bold character illustrations that I really love. Some of my favorite works of hers incorporate medieval themes, and I'm excited to share her work with you. Links will be provided in the description so you can check her out and perhaps support her as well. The heart of the channel isn't changing. The intention isn't changing. If anything, I'm just trying to get closer to it. To let LucyLuck feel more like me. I don't want to build something massive, I want to build something sustainable. Something beautifully human. Something that leaves room for rest, creativity, and connection. Especially during times that feel uncertain and heavy. If if you're here for that, thank you. If you've ever put on one of these videos and felt a little less alone, that matters. Small, quiet, silly things still matter, and I'm really glad you're here with me. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for making this channel possible, and a special thank you to my top patrons JT, Carlia, Stebu, Mexican, and Daniel P. There truly aren't enough words in the English language to express how grateful I am for this community and how much you've given me simply by being here. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.